Hi everyone, Scott Nell here with the Scott Nell team. I'm here with Rozia Yacobi with Yacobi Law. Rozia is a trust and estate attorney specializing in the needs of minor children. So that's a really beautiful, beautiful specialty. Today we're going to talk about, or our topic will be, how should someone with minor children plan their estate? So the stage is yours. Please tell us.
Thank you. Planning for minor kids is slightly different. As a parent with 3 minor children, I know that what needs to be done is different than the traditional estate plan. Mm-hmm. The traditional estate plan where people set up wills, trust, healthcare directive, and the rest of the documents that are needed are essential. Mm-hmm. But when you have minor kids, the traditional way is to just nominate guardians in the will, and should something happen to the parents, somebody has to locate the will, take it to court, mm-hmm. and get custody of the children. The way I set up planning for the minor kids, we have nomination of guardians that are set up outside of the will as well as in the will. Mm-hmm. We make sure that the successor guardians are on alert and they know. So God forbid the parents don't make it home one night. The person, the babysitter, or whoever's watching the kids that night knows who to contact. Mm-hmm. So before the police knock on the door, or if the police have knocked on the door, they know who is going to come in and take care of the kids. The kids are not going to end up in child protective services. The kids are taken care of, and in the long term, after all the dust is settled, mm-hmm. the successor guardians are given the guidance that they need to raise the kids the way the parents want it.
For those who don't know what a successor guardian is?
Okay. Successor guardian is the person you nominate, a parent nominates, mm-hmm. to take care of the kids should something happen to them, whether it's a temporary thing or a permanent thing.
Right.
And a successor guardian is somebody, there are certain restrictions and things I would consider. Is I don't like to nominate a husband and a wife, just in case one of them is not available. I would name just one of them. There's certain mistakes that most parents make when nominating guardians. And that's the way I set it up, is I make sure that the parents don't make these mistakes, and I educate them. You nominate one of the spouses, the one mm-hmm. that's closer to you, the one that shares the most values with you. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be you, but it's somebody that can take care of your kids the way you would want them to be taken care of.
Sure.
Your spiritual values, your religious values, what type of education you want your kids to have, all of that could be listed for them as a guidance for them, mm-hmm. for the successor guardian. But on top of it, you have to consider that you have to leave enough money for them. Your successor guardian's not responsible for taking care of your child's finances. You need to have insurance. I don't sell insurance, but I'm mm-hmm. sure have sources that do.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You want to make sure that besides that, you guide your kids for the future. You don't want them to inherit money at 18. You want to set up your documents in such a way that they'll inherit it when they're a little older and more mature. Mm-hmm. And there are even asset protection means that we can set up that the kids don't really inherit it, and your grandkids will inherit it, and that's set up in such a way, like in generation skipping, where it's very useful for the kids. It's asset protection for them against creditors, divorce, lawsuits, or anything like that.
So how would the real estate tie into that? Let's say something happens to the parents. What usually happens if there's a home?
If there's a home, this is one of the things that's really, really important. When there's a home, in my instructions for the guardians, I say, please, if possible, if it's, let's say, your single sister that's going to be watching the kids, she can move into the home. Or if it's the grandparents, all grandparents can, if the home is large enough, they can move in the home.
Right.
And continue maintaining the home until the kids are older enough to either sell it or keep it or whatever needs to be done. But having a home, we go through the process of baby-proofing our home, making sure mm-hmm. everything's safe for our kids. We also need to plan what's going to happen to the real estate when we're no longer here.
So all of that is spelled out in the estate plan specifically?
It's within mm-hmm. the estate plan, within the legal documents, and on top of it, we have additional instructions that we set up. And for many of my clients, I actually also do a legacy interview. Mm-hmm. And what I do is like...
Define that real quick if you could.
Legacy interview is sitting there, and it could be audio or video, where we ask them questions of the parents, their childhood stories, experiences, insights, values, things that they want to pass down to their kids.
That's nice.
And for future generations. And my goal is to set up libraries for my clients. So when they're coming in their 30s, their kids see them in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and God willing, 60s and 70s.
So it's not necessarily talking about the estate, it's more just getting to know them a little bit.
Yes.
That's really going the extra mile for your clients.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Hey everyone, if you'd like more information about myself or my amazing team, check out scottnellteam.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.